thank you, thank you. I know it's been a long day, but I am so on fire and fired up to be your Lieutenant Governor for the next 4 years, so I accept your nomination with great pride, great humility, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. But I accept, not just on behalf of myself, but on behalf of every little girl in the state of New York who wants to grow up and be whoever she wants to be. And I thank Governor Cuomo, first of all, for literally transforming the state that I love and for asking me to be his partner once again. Thank you, Governor Cuomo. And I so look forward to the next 4 years, energized with a renewed sense of purpose and the possibilities. I also want to thank my family. They have been through 25 years of their wife and their mother being an elected official, having to share me with communities from my hometown all the way up to my time in Congress. And I know it's been tough for them. It's been a long journey, but I could not do what I do without them at my side. And for their love, I thank you, Bill, my soulmate. I thank you for being there with me every step of the way. Let's give it up to my husband, Bill Hochul, who is very excited to be here because as an appointee of President Obama and working for the Department of Justice most of his life, he couldn't go to political events, so this is his first one. Are you having fun, honey? All right. My son Will is here as well. I'm so proud of you, sweetheart. And my daughter Katie, who works helping people with disabilities get jobs in Washington, decided to stay on the job today. But I happen to know she's live streaming at work. So, sweetheart, just make sure that your boss isn't looking over your shoulder. Just want to give you some advice. So, to all of you, to my family, my friends, to my incredible staff, the young people who give me excitement and energy every single day, I thank them as well. But mostly, to all of you, the heart and soul of this Democratic Party that I love with every ounce of my being, thank you for your support today. It means the world to me. And our chairman, Byron Brown, my hometown mayor, thank you for being such an amazing partner as we watched Buffalo literally transform before our eyes under your tenure, working in close proximity to myself and the governor. Thank you, Byron Brown, for all you do for all of us. And speaking of great mayors, how about Mayor Lovely Warren of Rochester and Mayor Kathy Sheehan of Albany, two first female elected mayors in their cities. They are incredible trailblazers. Thank you for your kind words and being part of this process. It means so much. Maria Luna. Who does not want to have Maria Luna? Introduce them every single time. You are awesome. You spoke from the heart. And when she mentioned her mother of 94 years, who's now watching her up in heaven, I thought, Maria, our moms are watching together. Because I think strong women come from strong mothers. And I lost my own mother literally 2 months before I accepted this nomination 4 years ago, so she never had a chance to see me do this. But I feel her spirit in me every single day, and to know she's up there watching with Maria's mom gives me a great satisfaction as well, so thank you very much. One more hometown shout out, my local chairman, Erie County, Jeremy Zellner. Thank you for being there every step of the way for me. Thank you, Jeremy. And over in Livingston County, Judith Hunter and all my GLOW chairs who had my back in that run for Congress that people said we couldn't do. Judith, you helped make it happen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, 4 years ago, we embarked on this journey together, steeled with a strong sense of purpose, ready to take on the greatest challenges of our state. And my quest every day as your Lieutenant Governor has taken me places I never dreamed possible. An incredible journey, a privilege. But I also approach each and every single day with a strong sense of purpose. And I have been able to use this platform, this gift of public service, to spotlight the needs of the people of this state, but in particular, the women of this state, who still in 2018 are looking to earn equal pay, who are still looking to be treated with respect in the workplace, something that continues to elude them even today. So I continue to help them reach the corridors of power, whether it's in the boardrooms, whether it's an elective office. And I, like someone who spoke before us, our secretary, our presidential candidate, Hillary Clinton, the two of us, continue to this day to hope we inspire more women to step into the democratic process and pick up the mantle as we so desperately need their voices. So as I travel this state, I've been so proud for the people to be their advocate, their voice, their ally, and make sure that our New York State policies address the pain of the human condition. And that is something that I champion. And all New Yorkers should know that their governor and lieutenant governor not only understand them and spend time with them and get to really know them, but have the capacity to initiate bold solutions to real problems, championing our progressive values, never losing sight of them, but actually knowing how to get the job done. And that is exactly the message that the governor and I will take across this state on how we've transformed ideals and concepts into reality. That's not a small task. And so for this next term, I, as you heard from Mayor Warren, are going to continue working on economic development, creating jobs, opportunity, good quality education, reentry programs for those who've done their debt to society. We're going to help them get jobs. But our work is not done. We have to continue protecting our students in schools, our worshipers in churches, and people on street corners from gun violence, because it's taking too many lives away. And now, more than ever, and I was going to say in this era of Trump, but I'm going to channel Maria Luna here and say in this era of number 45, we have to stand up to the insanity of Donald Trump and the NRA. And let me tell you something that just happened this week, and I'm not making this up. The lieutenant governor of Texas, you catch this? Recently said that the reason for the slaughter of students at Santa Fe High School was not guns. No, he blamed abortion, video games, Ritalin, and the fact that there are too many doors in the school. I'm not making this up. So I'm a lieutenant governor of a better state than Texas, clearly. So I took the challenge on social media, and I couldn't resist sending a little message back. I said, the Texas lieutenant governor blames all these. The New York lieutenant governor blames cowardly politicians who parrot the talking points of the NRA. So we've got some work to do. In our next term, I'm going to continue to fight for the rights of women in this state, particularly as we celebrate in 2018 the 100th anniversary of women being able to cast votes for the very first time. It was this year 100 years ago. And we're going to continue to change the attitudes and cultures that affect women. And as Hillary said, taking that torch that has been passed to us as the birthplace of the women's rights movement, it happened right here in our own state. Taking that torch and make sure it glows even brighter than before. Let's make it grow brighter for the immigrant mother who struggles with 2 jobs in search of affordable child care, who just can't get a break. Let's make it glow even brighter for the ambitious young woman in the workplace just trying to get ahead, or the waitress or the hotel worker who have to put up with the sexual harassment and the comments and the degradation that have become all too common. Let's stand up for them. Let's fight for them. Let's give them a bright torch of hope. Let's make it glow brighter for the middle-aged office worker who finds out after all these years and her hard work, she still makes less than a less skilled man younger than her in the office. Let's put an end to that here in the state of New York. And we will continue to fight for all the other people who've been marginalized by Donald Trump because they don't fit his description of what an American looks like. And I'm talking about everybody who is not a straight white male. Those are the ones that Democrats, by our very nature, have always fought for. How do I know this? Because I'm the granddaughter of Irish immigrants who fled poverty 2 generations ago. And I'm the daughter of parents who started married life living in a trailer park when my dad worked at the steel plant. I know what struggles look like, I know what they feel like, but I also know that while you can have those blue-collar values and upbringing, I also know how the fire of democratic activism can be a force for change. And so at a young age, I was an activist. My parents had me wear an armband to protest the Vietnam War to grade school. When I was a teenager in college, I was boycotting the student bookstore. I fought apartheid until our trustees changed their policy. And later, as an elected official, I led a boycott against ExxonMobil because I was just sick and tired of what they're doing to my people. And that's what we can do. That's what we can do. We can channel and harness progressive energies to fight for people. And with the support of people in this room, so many of you, I was able to win a seat in Congress, the most Republican seat in the state of New York as a Democrat, and it was actually 7 years ago tomorrow. And all of you shared in that great victory when we sent a shockwave across the nation that said when we stand up for our seniors against Paul Ryan and say we will not let you get your hands on our Medicare, we will not let you take away Medicaid, and sure as heck don't touch our Social Security, we sent that message across the nation and they backed down. And so when others have sat down, I always stand up. I have stood up for blue-collar workers. I have stood up for members of the LGBTQ community. I have stood up for women. I have stood up for anybody who needs someone out there at their side. But I'll tell you, during my public life, I've been called a lot of things. Just ask the Koch brothers and Karl Rove from the NRA. Actually, don't look it up. It's pretty nasty stuff. But what sums up my values, what sums up my beliefs, what sums up my very essence is when you call me with the label I love most, and that is a blue-blooded Democrat. And I'm so proud to be the mantle bearer, to carry the standard forward, and to continue working to do what we must do. And what must we do? We must defeat Republicans. That is our #1 mission right now, and because if we do that successfully, here in New York, we will have a Democratic state Senate led by leader Andrea Stewart Cousins. We will have a Democratic Assembly. We will have a Democratic Congress. And we'll keep strong Democratic leadership with our governor, myself, Tom DiNapoli, and our next Attorney General candidate. Yes, let's even reach further. In a matter of 973 days, but who's counting? We can restore sanity in our country, and we will have a Democratic White House and start taking our country back. How do I know this? Because on November 8th, 2016, complacency died in this country. You can see it, you can feel it in the movements of today. And I saw a statistic that just filled me with such hope and optimism, that 1 out of 5 Americans in the last year and a half have participated in a march. Anybody here participate in a march in the last year and a half? I know I have. And the best news for someone like me who has toiled in the fields to elect Democrats since before I was old enough to vote, I sense more enthusiasm, I sense more excitement, and I sense more energy than any time in my life going back to the 1960s. So I say, can you imagine the possibilities? Imagine the possibilities if all the fertile movements that are blooming right now, Black Lives Matter, the women's movement, immigrants movements, the March for Our Lives with gun safety, the Parkland students, the environmental movement, disability rights movement, and everybody else who just wants someone to look out for them. Just see if they all converged together and joined as one powerful, raw force. Imagine what we could do with that. Well, I know what we can do with that because I've seen that power. You know what it's called? That's called the New York State Democratic Party. We are already there. We have the power to change the future. So I say, let's join arm in arm and move together, forward together. And when your legs are so tired, you can't march another step. And your voices are so hoarse, you can't utter another chant. And your fingers are so numb, you can't send out another text or another tweet. Just remember where we come from and who went before us. Think about the New York State fighting spirit that we inherited from people like Susan B. Anthony, Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, Eleanor Roosevelt, Mario Cuomo, Matilda Cuomo, Tarana Burke, and Hillary Clinton. That is the legacy we inherit as New Yorkers. That is empowering, and it is our moral responsibility to make our own legacy part of that story as well. And so, we can do it together. We will do it together. And I will tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, I am so fired up to be your Lieutenant Governor and continue moving forward with Governor Andrew Cuomo and our entire team to make sure that Democrats win a clean sweep this November here in the state of New York. Are you with me to do that, ladies and gentlemen? Can we do that together? Can we do that together? Thank you very much.